Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this session. In today's session, we'll discuss about Module 5, and that we'll discuss about communication system. And the communication system is mainly used to convey information from source to destination. And here, I want to convey the information. The information may be a data, a text message, a voice signal, or video signal. On that information, I want to share from a source to a destination. The example is suppose I want to communicate a person who is some other location, distance away from me, and at that time I will use a communication system like mobile. Mobile is one of the example for a communication system, and we'll use a wireless communication system in that. And I'll dial to his number, and the person will receive the call, and through that we'll do the communication. An example. And the main intention of communication system is to transfer the information from a source to a destination. One of the greatest application of electrical energy is electrical technology is communication system. And as I mentioned, it is the process of transferring information from one point to the other. So from source to a destination, or person X to person Y. And the information may be in the form of voice, text, picture, or a combination of this. Either our audio signal, we can transfer the information in terms of image, or we can transfer information in terms of a video. And here the main aim of the communication system is to transfer this information. And the example for a communication system is telephone, television, mobile communication, satellite communication. And there are different examples, like some of the communication system will use wired technology, and some of the communication will use wireless technology. The wired technology, the example is your telephone, and you use wires, and by using either a OFC cable, that is optical fiber cable, and we'll use different wires, and we'll connect from source A to source B through a wire. And this is an example for a wired communication. And again, one more example is television. Television also will use different type of cables and all. And the example for a wireless communication is mobile. And they use a mobile, and if I want to communicate from one person to another person, without the wire, we'll communicate. So that is a wireless communication. And again, the satellite communication is an example for wireless communication and all. Again, there are different type of communication, like one-to-one communication or one-to-many. The broadband communication, like one-to-many communications and all. So the next we'll discuss about the block diagram of a communication system. So basic block diagram of a communication system, and your figure shows the elements which is present in the communication system. And here the first block, it is represented as a source. And second block will written as a modulator and transmitter. The third block we written it as a channel. And the fourth block is demodulator and the receiver. And the last one is destination. And the one more block you have considered, it is noise. So the main part of the communication system is these three blocks: transmitter, channel, and the receiver. The any communication system, these are the three important part: transmitter, channel, and the receiver. Now we'll discuss each block in detail. First block is the source. The source is the one who generates the information. Either the information is in terms of data, or text message, or voice signal, or by image or video signal. And suppose if I consider the example like a voice signal, I want to transfer that voice signal from source to destination. And here I'm using different blocks like modulator and the transmitter. And the receiver side I'm using a receiver and all. Now the source which originates the signal and is fed to the transmitter. Now this transmitter generally it's made up of a modulator, and you will perform a modulation operation and all. I'll explain what is modulation and all in the later section. And generally this transmitter is made up of amplifiers, oscillators, and it's having some transducers and all, because this audio signal need to be converted to electrical signal, because all these amplifiers, oscillators, everything is made up of electronic components. If I directly apply the signal to this transmitter, it won't work. So you need to convert it into a suitable form, that is conversion from audio to a electrical signal. Then we'll pass through a channel. The channel is a medium. It will connect the transmitter and the receiver. Either it is a wired channel or a wireless channel. And finally, the signal will be received at the destination. So we'll discuss the function of each block. What is the main purpose of each block in one by one. As I mentioned, the source, the aim of the communication system is to convey a message, and this message originates from the source. The common examples of source are analog audio, video, or some digital data. Digital data means it is in terms of ones and zeros, and here the analog audio, or it is a continuous signal. As I mentioned, second block in the block diagram is a modulator and transmitter. It processes the message signal from the source and makes it suitable for transmission over the channel. As I mentioned, it processes the message signal from the source and make it suitable for the transmission over the channel. And the transmitter consists of encoders. There are two types of communication systems are there. One is analog communication, other one is digital communication. And we'll use different type of circuits there. We'll use encoders, and then decoders we'll use, then transducer and amplifiers. Know that what is transducer? Transducer will convert one form of energy to another form of energy. And best example here, we can consider a microphone. I'll consider a public address system as an example, and I need to consider input signal is an audio signal here, and that audio signal is converted to a electrical signal by using a transducer, and here you use a transducer as a microphone. Then amplifier. Suppose my signal is very weak and the strength of the signal is very less, and if I want to improve the quality of the signal or to improve the amplitude of the signal, I'll use amplifiers. So it will give a strength to the signal. And basically this amplifier is made up of transistors, op-amp and all. And here the modulator means you'll perform a modulation. It will alter the characteristics of a carrier signal with respect to the message signal. We'll discuss that modulation in later section. The third block is a channel. Channel, it is a physical medium that connects transmitter and receiver. It's a physical medium, the medium that connects transmitter and receiver. The communication channel can be a pair of conductors. It is a coaxial cable, it is a wire, or optical fiber, or just free space, or it is a wireless. It is not connected by anything, wire. Whereas you use the optical fiber to connect from a transmitter to the receiver, or you use cables, different type of cable, coaxial cable and all. And you know the examples also for a wired and wireless communication. The wired communication uses a telephone system, and the wireless communication uses a mobile communication, satellite communication and all. The next one more important thing is a noise. Noise generally we'll call it as unwanted unwanted signal, or it is a random signal. Noise is a random, unwanted energy that gets added to the message signal during transmission over the channel. If I will transmit some signal through a channel, then there is a chance of some interference. Due to this interference, some unwanted signal will come into picture that will be added with the original signal. And I have to avoid this. To avoid this, I'll use generally a modulation though, because I'll use some high frequency signal to send the information. So at that time, your noise will be reduced. So basically, it is an unwanted energy that gets added to the message signal during transmission over the channel. And the last block is a demodulator and receiver. It performs the reverse process of modulation and transmission. And generally, we will perform a demodulation. Demodulation is exactly reverse of modulation. That is, we are obtaining the original signal. And the receiver processes the signal that gets back to the actual message that is transmitted. And it performs demodulation and extract the message signal from the carrier wave. Generally, the receiver consists of amplifiers, detector, mixer, oscillators, transducer, etc. And here, as I mentioned, oscillators will use and amplifiers also use. And they use the detector circuits to detect the original signal. And again, you'll use the mixer circuits, so it will use to mix the two signals. And the transducer. Again, the example for transducer, output transducer is your loudspeaker. It will convert your electrical signal to a audio signal. So demodulator performs exactly reverse operation on modulator and transmitter. And last one is a destination. So the original signal what I was sent, the source, is received at the destination. It's about the block diagram of the communication system. The blocks are source, modulator and transmitter, channel, noise, and demodulator and the receiver. Next, we'll define what is modulation, what is the need of modulation, and again, what are the types of modulation techniques. Modulation is a process in which some characteristics or property of a high frequency signal called carrier signal is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. Message signal is called the modulating signal. So for modulation, I need two signals. One we will call it as a carrier signal. Other one we will call as a message signal. The message signal is the information is originated from the source. And if I want to transfer this information, I use modulation techniques. For that, I need a carrier wave. The carrier is the wave is the one which will carry the signal from source to destination. Just the signal. And the frequency of the carrier signal is always high compared to the message signal. Suppose the example, if I consider the frequency of the message signal is 500 Hz, then we'll consider the frequency of the carrier wave around more than 10 kilohertz. It's in terms of kilohertz, megahertz, or gigahertz. Now, the characteristics or property you mentioned, some characteristics or property of high frequency signal. The characteristics or property either will represent in terms of amplitude, because any signal here you will represent the signal in terms of the sinusoidal signal, and the sinusoidal signal is having three components. One is amplitude, one is a frequency, and third one is a phase angle. If I will vary the amplitude of the signal, then with respect to your message signal, we call it as amplitude modulation. And the second one is if I will vary the frequency of the signal with respect to the amplitude of the message signal, we call it as a frequency modulation. We call it as FM. This is AM. And third one is phase modulation. And here the signal vary. There will be changes with respect to the angle of the signal, angle of the carrier signal with respect to the message signal. We call it as a phase modulation. So the three different techniques in modulation. And amplitude modulation In the radio, you're using short wave, medium wave and all. That is an example. You're using radio frequency signal and all, RF signals. In the frequency modulation example, you're using different FM channels like Big FM, Radio Mirchi and all. And the frequency band, it is in the range of 88 megahertz to 108 megahertz, the 28 megahertz band. That frequency, you'll get a different type of signals. So these are the different types of modulation techniques. In this concept here, no need to in detail about the modulation, what is amplitude modulation, what is frequency modulation, what is phase modulation though. Just you should know what is modulation, what are the types of modulation though. And the last is about need for modulation, why modulation is required. So the points, the requirement for the modulation, one is it reduces the height of the antenna, and without modulation the height of the antenna will be more. For example, I will consider the wavelength, that is the lambda, as is equal to c by f. You know, c is the velocity of light and f is the frequency of the signal. And if I use a low frequency signal, then height of the antenna will be more. It is in terms of kilometers and all. And that is practical, it is not possible to construct a kilometer size antenna. So if I use a high frequency signal, carrier signal, then transfer that information, then height of the antenna will be reduced. So that is one of the important point. You can reduce the height of the antenna. Then avoids mixing of the signal. There are multiple signals are there, and I am transferring that multiple signals at a time. And if it is a low frequency signal, there is a chance of mixing of the signal. To avoid that, if I use a high frequency signal, and the chances are very less, the mixing of the signal is not happens. And the third one is increase the range of communication. Obviously, if I use the high frequency signal, the communication range will be improved. Communication allows multiplexing of the signal. If I use a high frequencies band, I mean around 20 megahertz or 20 gigahertz and all, then you can allot a different frequency for a signal. So multiplexing is possible. There are different type of multiplexing techniques are there. The frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing and all, that is used in your mobile communication though techniques. So it allows multiplexing of a signal and allows adjustment in the bandwidth, because the bandwidth is more, bandwidth is improved. So the adjustment is easily done by using a modulation techniques. And the last point is improves the quality of reception. And that is also very important. What are the signal I send? If on the receiver side, if I will get exactly the estimation of the signal, then my original signal is recovered. And because of this noise, the unwanted signal, and that will be added with the original signal, sometimes it is very difficult to receive the original signal. That concept is called as the signal to noise ratio. If signal to noise ratio is less, then we'll get the original signal and quality of the signal will be good. So if I use a modulation technique, then it can improve the quality of reception. So this is about why you're using a modulation, and there are different techniques are there, and so this is about communication system. Here the important thing is you should know the block diagram for a communication system. What are the different blocks in a communication system? Why the communication system is used?